Hi, welcome back, girls and boys. Today we are in week of September 14th through the 18th, and we're at day 3. Let's review what we're going to need today. We always have our nameplate along with our dry erase marker. We have workbook page 30, and on the back side we have 29. We're going to be using 29 also today to draw some eyes, make some eyes, letter I. You're going to also need workbook page 45. We're going to be using the color green and some Play-Doh. Let's go ahead and get started. First of all, let's get our nameplate. You're pretty fast and good at this now, I can tell. We've been practicing every time we gather. Connect on the dot-to-dot lines. Take your time. Do your best work. I know you can do it. Now show me what you have. Nice work. Wow, some of you, I can tell you're working very hard. Even on days when you're not watching my video, I know your parents have you also trace your name. So that helps. Putting in the time to become really good students. And then when you wipe it off, you're ready for the next day. Very good. Let's get our letter I out. This is a capital I, and this is a lowercase I. Straight line. Little line on top, little line on the bottom. Not only is this a letter, it's also a word. Say, I am happy. Can you say that? Say, I am happy. I is a complete word all on its own. I. We're going to get our Play-Doh out, and we're going to make an uppercase I and a lowercase I. Here we go. Straight line down. Now we need a little piece of Play-Doh on the top and the bottom. So again, roll it. Just a small piece. Put it across the top. And a small piece across the bottom. So there you go. You have a straight line, small line on the top, small line on the bottom. And now the lowercase I, I'm going to roll a small piece of Play-Doh. Another straight line, but it's much smaller. And then there's a dot on top. The dot's kind of fun. I like to make a ball with my Play-Doh. See my little ball? I'm going to put it right on top. So we have capital I, and then we have the small I, or uppercase I and lowercase I. I. Now we're going to go over some I words. We're going to start with Kaylee. Kaylee. Let's see about this. What's this called? It's like a little house made of ice. It's called an igloo. Earlier this week we made igloos, didn't we? Using glue and some cotton balls. Carson, what is this called? It is called an iron. You use it for going over fabric that's very wrinkled. Some of you may or may not have seen an iron in your house. They were pretty common years ago, but now we make things out of materials that don't seem to wrinkle as much. And what color is that, Carson? It is yellow. Very good. Next one, Kinley. This might be one of your favorite foods. Oh. Fell out of my hand. You don't want this to happen in real life because it would make a mess, wouldn't it? It's called ice cream. Very good. And what flavor do you think this is? I think so too. I think it's chocolate. How about Easton? Very cold. You might put in a glass or in a cooler to keep things very cold. It's called ice cube. Very good. Ice cube. And Owen, how about this? I don't know if you've ever seen this before or not. It's called ink. Ink, very good. You can use this to write notes. Some people use ink to draw pictures too, ink drawings. All right, now for our shape, we've been studying this. I'm gonna see if Hayden can help me with this. What's the shape? This is a rectangle, very good. It can go either direction. It can go up like this, like a door. So even if I drew, let's say, a little handle on it, that might help you understand when I say it looks like a door. Let's act like there's a handle right here and someone wants to open the door. Why, come in. See how that looks a little bit like a door? It's a rectangle. And what color is that, Hayden? It is green. Can I have you hold up your green crayon? Green. Nice work. I have other green rectangles. Here's another one. And here's another one. And here's another one. If you put them all together, I kind of made a letter. I hear you. Some of you said I. It looks like an I, doesn't it? A bunch of rectangles put together. You can do that at home if you have some paper and you want to cut them into rectangles. See what you can make. Now last week, Timmy, we were talking about these. Do you remember what this is called? I'll give you a clue. A tricycle has 3 wheels, and this has 3 angles. So it's called a what, Timmy? It starts with the same sound as your name. Timmy. Tricycle. Triangle, right? 3 angles. 3 angles. Tri means 3. 3. And what color is this, Timmy? It is pink. It's a pink triangle. This reminds me of a wedge you might put underneath a door frame so that the door does not, let's say, close. We do this at school sometimes. We have a wedge that we put behind a door so we can keep a door open and then it won't shut when the wind changes pressure. All right, let's get our sheet out where we have this right here. Look at our fella. He's sitting in a train engine, isn't he? We've already colored one of the rectangles green. We're going to take this out of the sleeve and color the other rectangles green today too. So, make sure you have your green crayon. We did already color this one. If you didn't do that yet, make sure that you get caught up with us. That was the first one we colored. We had one green rectangle. Now there's another rectangle right here. Can you connect the dots and make this rectangle? Green. A green rectangle. And when we get through, we'll have a total of 3 rectangles, and we'll be counting in just a second. But I want you to finish your rectangles before we do that. I want you to show me your sheet when you're finished. Some of you are going so fast, you're getting out of the line. See if you can take your time and do a nice job. There's a big rectangle. And this one is going up and down, kind of like the door I was talking about. This reminds me of this one. Now let's color it in green. Again, a green rectangle. Show me your work. I would like to count our rectangles together. 1, 2, 3. Very good. 1, 2, 3 rectangles. We've been studying about sea animals this week. Last week we were talking about dolphins. Earlier, a couple days ago, we had beluga whales, then we had orcas. This is called the humpback. The humpback whale. And the title is I Am a Whale. The Life of a Humpback Whale. I like to sometimes do a picture walk just to kind of see what we have going on inside in the story. Well, the person who wrote the words is Darlene Still. And then there's a person who really drew amazing pictures. And the one who drew the pictures is called the illustrator. Can you say illustrator? Illustrator. And that's Todd Oren. Todd Oren. Let's open up. Here we have the title page. That looks awesome. Now we're getting into wonderful pictures. You can see how the humpback whale arches its back and what the front of the whale looks like. The coloring, 2 colors. We have a blue on top and a white on bottom. Kind of like the orca from yesterday. I had black and white. Here we have an orca jumping. Do you remember what that's called? Where they breathe? Very good. I could hear you, Owen. Thank you. Called a blowhole. Nice job. And here we have the tail. Very powerful tail. It's comparing different animals and how large they are. They're so big. Remember, some whales have teeth and some have something else. Does anybody remember what this is called? I know we didn't talk about it a whole lot. They're like little strands that hang down and it'll catch fish and other things. It's called baleen. Say that with me, baleen. One more time, baleen. So they don't have teeth, they have baleen. Another happy humpback jumping in the water. Look at the amazing pictures. I think it'd be fun to be an illustrator and draw pictures for a living. So let's go ahead and get started now. Here we have the title page, I Am a Whale. The life of a humpback whale. Watch me glide through the water. I can swim. I can dive. I even look like a fish, but I'm not a fish. I'm a mammal. We learned about that. I'm a humpback whale. When I dive, I arch my back. It looks like a hump coming out of the water. Now let's go back to mammal. Do you remember what a mammal is? That means they don't hatch in eggs and they give birth to their young, and they can also have milk, and the baby will drink the milk from its mother, and they're warm-blooded. So that's a mammal. Many whales make sounds, but they can't sing the way I can. Ow, yowie. I moan and groan and roar. I make a long trills and high chirps. Other male humpbacks sing pretty well too. I practice and practice so my songs will be the best. My wonderful songs can be heard for miles. Can you imagine singing a song and you're so loud that someone a mile from you can hear it? That would have to be very loud. I'm also famous for my amazing moves. Check me out. I can leap right out of the water. Crash. Now later I have a link, and I'd like you to go to the link, and it's called 40 Top Humpback Whale Leaps. So you'll actually be able to see a bunch of real life humpback whales making amazing leaps. And I think you'll probably enjoy that. Snort, whoosh, I breathe in and out through 2 holes on the top of my head. They are my blowholes. I can open and close my blowhole just like you open and close your mouth. When I breathe out, a big mist sprays over my head. That mist is called my blow. I take a big gulp of air. Now watch me dive. Look at my tail fin sink into the water. I'm one of the biggest creatures in the world. I'm as long as a school bus. Think about how big a school bus is. To have an animal that long, that is unbelievable. The blue whale's even longer. If you think I'm big, you should see my cousin, Blue. He's almost twice as big as I am. He gets the prize for being the biggest animal that's ever lived, even bigger than dinosaurs. I know there's somebody out there who loves dinosaurs. That's a fun fact. You didn't know that, I bet, that we have an animal living today that's bigger even than a dinosaur, the blue whale. Look inside my huge mouth. What do you see? Yeah, we talked about this. I don't have teeth. I have, what's it called? Baleen instead. The baleen works like a strainer. I take a big gulp of water full of tiny fish and krill. I close my mouth, push the water out, and then all the food's left in. Pretty smart design, isn't it? I can eat more than a ton of food a day. Ton is 2,000 pounds. A ton of food a day. I can't imagine. That's unbelievable. That's a lot of food for one animal. In summer, I live in the cold waters near Alaska. There's a lot of good food there at that time of year, so I fill up. My blubber grows thick. That's a layer of fat called a blubber. In winter, I swim back to Hawaii, where I was born. Everyone in my feeding group was born here. We come back to start our new families. I meet up with my buddies. We sing our famous song. Life in the sea sounds pretty awesome to me. The end. So please, boys and girls, go to the link below and you'll be amazed by all of the jumping of humpback whales that you'll see. I think there are 40 different jumps. Now the very last thing, and I didn't want to forget about it, is this page, which is page 29. I'm going to take it out. I think we might as well just use our green crayon, and we're going to make the letter I several times. And it'll show you 1, 2, 3, so it shows you where to start and how to make the letter I. Down, across, across, down, dot on top. So keep following along until your whole page is filled. I can tell you're getting faster and writing letters is becoming much easier. So just keep working on this, taking your time. The letter I. Straight line down, and you put a line on the top and a line on the bottom. Straight line down, dot on top is a small I. So keep going until you fill the whole page. You did a fabulous job today. Thanks for joining me. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.